Welcome to Chapter 5 of the Taxxan's Awakening. Deployment is tight on this map, so let's go through it. Lissa Ceiling is redundant, plus Mario Bell does the job well enough anyways. This map is hard and provides no opportunity for Donald to train. Robin is already overleveled and will do just fine in the future maps. Stahl could be deployed here, however, Sully is the superior choice here because of her better speed pair-up bonuses. Aside from that, these Christmas Cavaliers are essentially interchangeable. Long Cool primarily acts as speed backpack. This map without Fred or Robin is really rough, so I'm bringing Frederick at least to obtain a couple support points between him and Sumia. Callum deals damage and takes hits well, providing he gets a speed bonus from someone like Sumia, who also likes Callum's defensive pair-ups, especially considering that Frederick will be busy on the front lines. Muriel has been neglected for a few maps. Despite this, using a Forged Wind Tome, which is cheaper than a Forged Fire Tome, she still keeps up just fine in terms of accuracy and damage. Liran is amazing because of his effective bows. The bronze bow is brought in the case where accuracy is preferable over the iron bow's higher might. This iron bow only has 19 use, which is why I decided to forge up a new iron bow for better money efficiency. Vake carries the Thunder and Fire Tome as a delivery boy for Ricky. He himself got a bronze axe for better accuracy and the hammer for higher might. Here's the thing though, in Product 1 Vake leveled up twice and only got skill and luck, which is not too bad were not for the fact that he still has base speed and base strength, which means 1. He still gets doubled, 2. His damage is mediocre. Thus I decided to use him as a pair bot mainly, at least for this map. Mage Killer Sumia leveled up strength in the last map, which allows her to 1-round KO Dark Mages using javelins and a couple dual strikes. I decided to give her a Forged Iron Lance over a Strength Tonic because it is tradable and lasts more than 2 maps. Crom has fantastic frontline stats right now. His strength, speed, defense are all above his average. Not only that, his skill and luck means he has pretty much perfect hit. The only thing Frederick has over Crom at the moment is his promoted movement and his weapon ranks. Although Crom's sword rank isn't too shabby either, is it B already. He also received a Forged Iron Sword to 1-round KO Barbarians on this map. Sumia wants to move to the fort and attack the Dark Mage using dual strikes. However, this Barbarian is blocking the way, and Frederick is gonna take care of that using a long cool pair-up. These barbs have 11 speed, which means you need 16 speed to be able to double them. Crom can reach that benchmark by using Sully's pair-up. Frederick reaches 16 speed by pairing up with Long Coup. I want Callum to be on this tile. However, to reach this spot he needs 5 movement, which he does not. Vake can though, and thus they can dual strike for Sumia. A Void +10 can get very annoying because missing key attacks forces a reset. For me, the skill only matters on this Mirrodon, who fortunately doesn't have it. This Dark Mage though sometimes has Anathema, which can get annoying for Sumia. Before I start this map, I remembered that I haven't shown you the supports yet from after Parallax 1. Crom and Lissa reach C support, Sumia and Crom C, Vake and Crom got to B. Also turns out that Callum and Sumia did not support. I really thought they did, but apparently this guy is a lot more picky than I thought. Like all of these options like Henry, Gaius and Frederick, and Crom and Robin of course. And that kind of sucks because I played a couple chapters trying to get supports between these two, but turns out it was kind of pointless. Crom pairs up and wants to fight this Barbarian on enemy phase, which is reliable, and he also has perfect hit on this Mirrodon, even if the Mirrodon had plus Thunderbolt. He would also like to fight this Axe Fighter as well, but the problem with that is that being in this guy's range also means that Chrome would be in this mage's range, and Chrome's res does not really allow for that. So we have to settle with fighting just the Myrmidon and the Barbarian. And this is perfectly reliable using the Iron Sword, as long as the Barbarian doesn't crit, or the Myrmidon doesn't crit and the Barbarian hits Chrome. Frederick and Lone could move to weaken this Barbarian. They could try to kill him using Silver Lance, but for 1 that's less accurate, 2 doesn't dodge, and 3 steals EXP. That's the most important part. Virion can kill this Myrmidon using Frederick's Silver Lance, which does 26 damage. And the Bronze Bow does sufficient enough extra damage, which means that because of its higher hit, it is the superior choice over its iron counterparts. Rickon simply takes his EXP and makes room for Callum and Vake to move in. I could have made Callum attack the Myrmidon using the Javelin, however I do think that the Javelin is more valuable, especially for weaker units, than the Silver Lance. And if I decided to do so, Sumia could take the Javelin from this position and still kill this Dark Mage. Now this Dark Mage sometimes has Anathema, which causes Sumia to face crit chance against him. And there's nothing I can do about that. And since Sumia got 1 point of strength over the level ups, she can run around this Dark Mage using Callum's Dual Strike. Maribel could heal Sumia or Frederick, but I want more action economy, so I'm gonna separate Vake from Callum. Muriel wants to move to this fort next turn, and therefore this tile is the only tile she can go to. This Barbarian moves at random, sometimes he moves here, in the bush, sometimes up there, but preferably he's on this tile, because after killing him using Frederick's Killing Edge, Sumia can go right next to him and kill the mage without retaliation.
For victory.
If Sumia had not dodged the Dark Mage, she would not be able to do that. In that case, Callum would kill this mage instead. Essentially, whether Sumia or Callum get the EXP is determined by Sumia dodging or not. In the case where the Barbarian is in the bush, Freddy would need to attack from the top below, and then Sumia would move here and use a Javelin and Freddy's Dual Strike to kill the mage. Sumia must be full HP for this though, and healing with Maribel conflicts with her positional setup for the next turn, and Callum cannot take the Javelin without Sumia or him waiting. Chrome wants to move to this tile and separate that way, but as of now, Frederick is in the way to do any of that, therefore he has to move first.
None shall harm me.
Frederick wants to crit or dodge at least once, otherwise he will be targeted by the Wyvern Rider, to whom he could die, and that would also steal some combat EXP from the other units. I want to use Frederick's Bronze Sword to dual strike, to not waste Silver Lance or Killing Edge uses, and since it does 16 damage, Callum can use his Bronze Lance to kill the mage, while Sumia can do the same by using her Iron Lance. Either way, this Wyvern Rider is only lethal if Sumia or Callum do not pair up. Ideally, I want Sumia to be in the lead so she can start working on her support with Frederick. And another reason is that she has 2 chances of weakening the Wyvern Rider compared to Callum's 1, which makes it a lot more consistent. Here you can see the Forge coming into play. After this, the Forge plays a role in allowing each hit of Sumia to weaken the Wyvern Rider to the point where Virion can finish him off.
Good luck.
Rickon uses his Elwind because it's the most accurate and does enough damage to the Myrmidon. Vake hitting here is simply a bonus that would give him some extra EXP and would allow Miriam to miss her attack. Virion can kill this Wyvern Rider using his unforged Iron Bow and Rickon's Dual Strike. Now if Sumia was still here, then dual strike between her and Riken would be random. That is why she had to move first.
Miss me?
The problem right now is that this Wyvern Rider can attack Miriam. Thanks to the defense tonic, he does live one attack. You may wonder, why not just use Vague's para bonus? And the answer to that is that this Wyvern Rider sometimes has strength +2 instead of his 10 TV skill. In that case, he would need both para and tonic to survive a hit.
Teach is right here.
As teased, Miriel moves onto the fort and attacks Modon using her wind tome. As for the dual strike, I want to use Mirion's bronze bow because of its better accuracy. But in terms of power, it's just short by 1 point, had I not forged it. But now, this Modon takes just enough damage for a combined attack from the wind tome and the bronze bow to kill. This way I can mitigate the inaccuracy from the fire tome and the iron bow. Chrom and Sully move back and prepare to fight this Modon in isolation. Sully leads with their bronze dance to take less damage from the first hit, and the second hit will not happen because Chrom's dual strike will kill with certainty. I'm also keeping his irons on equipped here, as Sully needs a bronze out next turn and the Falchion has a non-perfect hit rate. Maribel usually wants to heal Chrom here, but Chrom decided to not take any damage in the last phase, so she misses out on some of her EXP. I've only noticed now, here in the post commentary, that a strength +2 weapon would kill Sumia. A defense +2 tonic would make her live, but in that case she and Virion would take the same amount of damage. So there's a chance Virion gets attacked instead. But it would only be a minor inconvenience, because all I need to do is to rethink my dual strikes and give Virion a vulnerary. Anyways, thanks to Sumia hitting one of her attacks, Mirion's forged iron bow deals the exact amount of damage to kill. But I don't want to attack yet. At least, not from this tile. Virion still has a couple dual striker jobs to do, and this ambush barbarian can attack Virion from this tile, and also the tile from below. Ideally, I want this to be the upper tile, because after this ambush Modon moves down, the two of them are gonna be a bit closer, and that makes dual striking positioning a lot easier. Thus, Virion should be here to remove any randomness. Now, Miriel, Riken, and Virion gang up on this barb by spamming a bunch of bronze tier weapons. By using bronze weapons, they have higher accuracy and can squeeze an extra dual strike EXP for Virion. At this point, you can probably tell that I play a lot of Conquest, because this type of pattern, where you intentionally use weaker weapons to obtain more EXP, weapon EXP, or support points, is very common there. Frederick is still in the way, therefore Virion can still not move. Sumia is gonna go here, despite her having the option to fly all the way to the right. However, that only works if she is the lead unit. So, to eliminate any more branching, I'm gonna make her do the same action as Callum, which is to transfer over Sumia to Maribel, and to pair up Callum with Sully. Frederick will set up a kill for Sully. Sully will attack from the south, which happens to be in range of Chrom's newly learned skill Charm. This way, if Sully equips her bronze sword, she has a perfect hit rate on Myrmidon. Chrom leveled up HP, so Maribel can get some healing EXP. Chrom needed the forged iron sword to one round without relying on his level up. Sumia's speed pair up allows Chrom to double, and her resistance pair up allows Chrom to survive both attacks.
Stay with us.
Finally, Virion can get the kill on the Wyvern Rider. Maribel was targeted over Crom because of their accuracy. Crom takes about 12 damage from an attack. His avoid is at 36 plus 10 for being supported by 2 units. The Dark Mage has essentially 92 hit because of Anathema, so the AI sees 12 times 0.64 damage, which is around 5. To Maribel, the Dark Mage deals 10 damage. He has 92 hit minus 11 avoid, so in total that is 10 times 0.81, which is approximately 8 damage. That is more than on Crom. Both can also not counter the Dark Mage. So as long as Crom has the rest pair up, the Dark Mage should always target Maribel over Crom. This is important because if Crom was targeted on the last phase, he would be chipped by 2 attacks already. And then when Crom tries to attack the Dark Mage now, he would face a chance of dying to the retaliation. And as a bonus, the Dark Mage is a little closer.
Just look at the brute.
I'm using Virion's Iron Bow here so that less hits need to connect. This mode is pretty dodgy, so the odds of hitting everything is very slim as well.
Don't worry, I'm here.
It turns out I'm missing too often anyways. I still have a couple actions in reserve, so this shouldn't be a problem.
Believe.
I'm right here.
For victory.
Longku uses this opportunity to take back his swords and get his very first XP on this map.
Who could stop us?
Son of a griffin.
You're much safer with me.
I could attack with Sully, but I want more action economy for the next turn, so I'm separating here instead. This time I did not decide to squeeze in another dual strike, because Virion, thanks to his strength level up, has the perfect kill. Though, looking back, if I had done so, Virion would have ended up fighting with Sully on the next turn instead of Miriel. So this is basically a lost support point. Crom not dodging allows Sumia to secure the kill. If Crom did level up strength, then Sumia would not have enough damage without a forge or a tonic. What I would have done instead is to transfer Sumia over to Maribel first, then attack with Crom, and then transfer Maribel back with Sumia, and then use her javelin and the Crom dual strike to kill the Dark Mage. This requires Crom to dodge. These weapons are pretty tough. Not only that, there's another set of ambush reinforcements coming. From above a Barbarian and from the left a Myrmidon. I'm going to let Crom fight them on enemy phase by putting him left of Rickon.
I'm right here.
He can't quite make it there himself, so I'm having him pair up into Sully.
Got you covered.
The Bronze Sword lowers the chance of Crom suffering from success. I still want him to be strong enough to kill the Barbarian though. To do that, I'll pair him up with Frederick. Since Crom reached 15 speed, Frederick's speed bonus is still enough for Crom to double.
Stick by me.
Sully is going to fight one of the weapons too, so she'll equip the Iron Sword and use a Vulnerary. I'm making sure to unpair units if possible, but in a way that leaves space for Maribel to hide behind Callum.
Oh, how we dance!
Divide and conquer.
Callum will be busy fighting this Barbarian. For that, he needs a speed pair up and a nearly full HP bar. In this scenario, he didn't take any damage, so I could have healed Sully instead to save a Vulnerary. But I'll proceed as planned. Don't worry, Maribel. You will get your EXP when the time comes. I cannot move Callum onto the fort, because that would leave the others exposed. Callum could move one tile to the right, but I want the barbarian to be closer to my ranged units, so Callum will just have to wait here. Even if Crom doesn't dodge any attack, he would live with 1 HP. Well, as long as no weapon has +2 strength. Though, this is 2 RN, so the chance of him not dodging at all is very slim. The Dark Mage can move either up or right. He's weak though, so there's no problem with dealing with him. Both wyverns cover a huge area, making it difficult to hide my favorite units, but it is possible to do so. The first step is to get rid of these 3 guys. To do that, Crom is gonna take out 1 wyvern, Maribel then moves next to him and heals him. Then Tully, after a short transfer chain, switches to Frederick and takes care of the Myrmidon. This will body block the wyvern from attacking Maribel, while also making sure that Crom lives the next attack.
Focus.
Go for it.
Freddy's lance rank is already maxed out, so he'll use the sword for some extra weapon XP. As a bonus, the wyvern is also more likely to attack Crom.
Are you ready?
Muriel wants to take this kill, however doing so requires careful positioning.
Enlighten me.
If you look at the range, you can see that the tile Lonku stands on and the one beside him are safe. So, in order for Muriel to kill safely, she needs to go to where Lonku is right now. To make room, Lonku wants to finish off this barbarian from the fort.
I'll protect
Rickon
you.
prepares the kill and occupies the other safe tile.
We're not alone.
With the fort and a defense tonic, Lonku can survive an attack from a strength +2 wyvern. This crucial position is the reason why I positioned Callum the way I did last turn.
Divide and conquer.
I should have used fire instead of air wind. Callum can simply walk out of wyvern range. If the Dark Mage went east, he would be in range to attack Callum. In that case, Callum would want to prepare himself with a javelin and a vulnerary. As it is now, Sumia can safely separate onto the mountain.
I'll be around.
Virion and Vake could pair up and survive a wyvern hit. But that won't give Virion any EXP, so the two of them will just go and pair up with Muriel and Rickon. No reinforcements are coming anymore, so I can relax and simply distribute the EXP the way I want. With the exception of this mage. The wyvern covers a couple tiles for the Dark Mage, so killing him is a bit tricky. Including Nosferatu, he has essentially 40
On my
HP.
mark.
From one range, only Frederick with a Silver Lance can kill. The other choice is to first attack with Frederick
Stay with us.
and then finish him off using a javelin and a dual strike. I would say the latter choice is usually the better one, because the EXP won't go to Frederick. But in this case again, I just want to save some javelin uses.
None shall harm you.
Oh yeah, Frederick could die to a crit. If I had put Crumb left of Maribel, Frederick could have transferred just before attacking, and then he would have benefited from the crit event bonus.
I have your
So
back.
attacking from one range is more consistent.
Don't get careless.
Now is Maribel's chance to catch up on EXP. Before, she missed a bunch of healings, but now she can spend the following turns healing.
Let's end this. We'll
Don't get careless. I'll be around.
formulate a plan.
Knock 'em silly.
We are superior.
Hold on.
On this turn, I want to engage the last group of enemies. The first task is for Frederick to kill the Dark Mage using Sumia's dual strike. By positioning Sumia on this tile, only the Wyvern boss can target her. The boss has 30 attack, Sumia has a total bulk of 32, so she's perfectly fine as long as nobody else touches her. To kill the mage without a counterattack, Sumia needs to use the Iron Lance. This means that she won't be able to counter the boss using her javelin, but that would not do a lot of damage anyways.
We can do it.
Shall we?
Go for it.
Moving Chrome next to Frederick will block the Myrmidon and the Barbarian from attacking Sumia. I also want Frederick to use the Bronze Sword instead of the Silver Lance. That way, he doesn't suffer from success. Chrome himself uses the Fortune to KO the Wyverns on the left. If the Wyverns had Strength plus 2, or everyone focused on Chrome, he could die. But this Barb will go for Fred, since the AI doesn't see suicide threats, and Fred of course will be fine. Well, that is if I had equipped the Bronze Sword during Chrome's turn. The Silver Lance makes Frederick dodge less, take more damage, and most importantly, makes him suffer from success. He will die as is. I hope you viewers don't mind me activating a cheat to fix my mistake during Chrome's action, and equip the Bronze Sword. I will activate the cheat as soon as possible
None shall
though.
harm you.
Frederick with the Bronze Sword and Chrome's dual strike barely do not kill the Barbarian. This way, the Wyverns will attack Chrome instead of Frederick. Because of the way I blocked the path, the other units can safely move up the mountain.
Mind yourself.
I got you.
Stay focused.
Longku will fight the Wyvern on the right with the help of Riken. At base, Longku dies to the Wyvern, but because he leveled up defense, and I gave him the defense tonic, he could even lift a Wyvern if the Wyvern had +2 strength. Longku gets his 3rd kill on the map.
Stand tall.
The Wyvern on the left sometimes moves even further to the left, which would put him outside of Ricon's range. The left group can definitely handle another Wyvern, but I would prefer Rickon to get some EXP. But the kill will end up going to Sumia. I accidentally did not use bronze weapon here. I definitely should have done that. Lastly, the job here is to maximize the EXP from this last group of enemies.
I have your back. Knock 'em silly. All hail me. Follow my lead.
Funnily enough, this is the first time that I'm stepping onto a Glimmer tile. I usually try to avoid them as much as possible, but I won't be avoiding this one. I will be discarding the item drop though. Vake is in dire need of a speed level up, so I will give him some EXP despite him being at level 6 already. I plan on giving this kill to Miriam, so first, I'll weaken the Wyvern boss using Frederick's and Chrome's attacks.
Stay focused.
You must persevere. I'm by your side.
Maribel can squeeze in one last heal.
You can do this. For victory.
At first, I wanted to use Vake's Dual Strike, but then I noticed that the Thunder Tome isn't very accurate, nor is Vake. So I decided to use the Wind Tome. Although, looking back, I definitely could have relied on Virian's Dual Strike. This map was very fun to play and to figure out. It was almost as if they put care into designing this map. Unfortunately, Sumia and Frederick did not get to C rank. That is because Frederick collected more support points with Crumb, so Sumia and Frederick only have 3 points instead of the required 4.